Good morning. A while ago, I have showed you how to build these small hoverboards. Well, while they are fun, I want to make a full-scale one. If this project seems exciting enough for you, let's get started. Dagic DIY! Think, build and share. The problem with these hoverboards is that they are not so stable, and when I let them free, they stick to the other magnets. This is why we will need to make it hover on an axis such as this globe that I have also showed you how to make. Here is how the board would work. First we have the base here, and then the real board, which will fit on the 4-axis, like so. And it would then hover with the magnets. If you have not understood how these boards work yet, it is very simple. When the two same faces of two magnets face each other, they will repel one another. Thus, we can make the second one hover above the first magnet, like so. In order to determine the amount of magnets that I will need in order to support my body, which weighs 55 kg, I am going to measure the thrust produced by two magnets on a scale. And I see that I get 100 grams of thrust, which is quite a lot for only two magnets. Since I will have to add up roughly 5 kg for the weight of the board, this means that I will need a few more magnets than these ones. Precisely, I have gotten 1,250 magnets from the dollar store. Well, that is quite a lot though. So I have drawn some schematics on a piece of paper, and now it is time to start cutting the wood. I have finished to cut all the pieces of wood. I would recommend using a jigsaw or a circular saw, but I did not have access to these tools, so I had to use the good old hacksaw. Now we can start making the base. To stick the pillars, I am going to use 3 L brackets that I am going to screw to the PVC pipe. I have used the tip of a soldering iron in order to pre-drill the holes in the PVC. Now that the pillars are made, I can start making the base where the magnets will rest. I am going to use some nails and hot glue. So, now that this is done, we can start thinking about how we are going to attach the magnets. We could use hot glue, but adding heat to a magnet will only reduce its magnetism, and this is not what we want to do. The best option would be to use super glue, but these tiny bottles are rather expensive, and since we have to glue 1.25 thousand magnets, this will turn out to be really expensive. What I am going to do is that I will sandwich the magnets between two sheets of plywood. For this, I will make some mounts using this 20mm drill bits. After having done some tests which turned out to be terrible, I don't think that using the drill bits is going to work. Thus, I am going to use some duct tape. Let's see how it turns out. Roughly 1.5 hours has passed since I have started taping the magnets together. I have gone pretty far, but now they are getting very hard and messy to stick properly, and when I use a test magnet, I can see that I have a small amount of thrust, and since it is not very symmetrical, they rather stick to each other. In the meantime, we can start making the actual board. I am going to cut the PVC and drill some holes through the piece of wood. I have finished drilling the holes for the PVC pipes, and I am now heading to the art store to get some epoxy glue, because I have found that neither hot glue and PVC nor acetone and plywood work together, and I could use super glue, but since my feelings are not perfect, I would have not so much contact, which would reduce dramatically the safety of the hoverboard. So I am back with the epoxy. I will now epoxy these PVC pipes onto the board. I have glued the larger 40mm PVC pipes onto the piece of wood with the epoxy glue, and now I can make the PVC pipes fit together, but they cannot move smoothly too, because they are not perfectly straight. This means that the magnet won't be able to push the board at all. I will have to come up with a new design or new materials. I could use a version of the board with a single pole, but I don't think that PVC is going to be strong enough. I also like the way the driving wheels on Delta 3D printer works, so I might consider building one of these. Anyways, this video is getting quite long now. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your time.